anointed. I know you're spirit filled, but is there anybody in here that ever had to raise a hand and holler, Lord, help me? Is there anybody in here today need God to come through in a hurry? Raise your hand and say, Lord, help me. This is what saves us from what is called famous failure, because so many of us want what we want, but we want it for the wrong reason. Ambition for the believer can be a cancer, because you can become so aggressive in your behavior that you don't want anybody to be blessed but you.
Wow.
And I wonder if I got some people around here that don't want to be blessed all by yourself. You enjoy being around blessed people, healthy people, happy people, joyous people. You are excited when you see somebody else get what they dreamed or strategized or envisioned. You get excited when you come like that. It's not wrong for you as a woman to be ambitious, but a wise woman, according to the Bible, a wise woman carefully examines her motives to make sure that she evaluates what she is doing before she does it. Look at your neighbor and say, you better check it out first. Tell them again, you better check it out first. That's why Paul tells us in his letter to the Philippians to do nothing out of selfishness, to do nothing out of vain conceit, but whatever you do, do it out of a spirit of humility, helping somebody else to become as good as you are and even better. Look at somebody and tell them, I have a prayer that God will make you better. Look at somebody else and tell them, I have a prayer that God would make you better. If I've got anybody in here that knows that you have a gifting or an anointing on your life and you're in people's lives to make them better and not bitter, would you lift up and raise up a praise, because God is about to use you like you've never been used before. I dare you, challenge you, look up and down your row and tell one of them, I'm here to make you better. And you're not going to leave here until you not only feel better, look better, but I want to see you live better. I wish I had some praisers in the house. This is the challenge, because the child of God must exhibit the same attitude that Jesus did, who being in the very nature of God, saw himself not equal with God, but made himself nothing. He lowered himself. If you're going to be used by God, child of God, you must decrease that God might increase. Every now and then you got to let people know, I will not have what I have or do what I do or be what I am except the Lord is on my side. I wonder if there's anybody in here knows you didn't wake yourself up this morning. You didn't take care of yourself this week. You're not really the sole source and supply of all of your needs, but God has been taking care of you for a long time. And when you consider how much God has done for you, and he's not sent you a bill, I at least owe him the praise for what he's done in my life. Somebody in here ought to bless God, because it may look like you're by yourself, but you've never been alone, because he promised never to leave nor forsake you. This is what the Apostle James tries to remind us, Donna, that you've got to be on guard against envy and self-centeredness, because it is in those atmospheres where you find disorder and evil practice. There's nothing worse and more detrimental than being on a team with somebody. We're wearing the same uniform, we arrived on the same bus, but you are working as an agent on behalf of my enemy to stunt my growth. I ain't and say, the devil is a liar. Either you're going to run with me or run from me. Ambition has its place. It is Paul, Pastor Moss, who writes to the Romans. In Romans chapter 15, he says, Devin, it has always been my ambition to preach the gospel where Christ is unknown. Can I check the house in a hurry? Is there anybody in here who has a desire to do something great for God? My name may not be mentioned, but give God the glory. I may not get a title out of it. I may not get a position out of it. I may not get any recognition, but if God gets the glory, I'll get the blessing. Look at somebody and say, to God be the glory. That's why Paul, young prophet, tells Timothy that the man or woman who desires the office of a bishop or a deacon has an upstanding high esteem, because there is no greater reward and no greater risk than doing something for the glory of God. I dare somebody in here that wants God to get the glory to throw up your right hand and holler glory. Try your left hand and holler glory. Try putting those hands together and holler glory. Say it one more time. Holler it one more time. Scream it one more time. Shout it one more time. Yell it one more time. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, this year, everywhere I go, I want God to get the glory. I want some people in here who understand what your anointing and your assignment is. I want to give you 12 seconds to give God glory. I want to give you 12 seconds to lift up his name. I want to give you 12 seconds to exalt him. I want to give you 12 seconds to scream for him. I want to give you 12 seconds to holler for him. Don't nobody know like I know what the Lord has done for me. Woo! Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, I'm here to give God glory. And you've got to understand what 2012 is all about. This is the year where the church of the living God and the people of that God have to give God glory until the kingdoms of this world become his kingdoms. And among us as human beings, we are given to anarchy. In our very frame, in our very nature, is a takeover mentality. But progress only comes when you discipline yourself to an order that you obey habitually. You see, order arises out of leadership, and only one out of the group can be a leader. But Jesus tries to tell them, if you want to be great, he that is greatest among us must be servant to all of us. Y'all ain't praising God because you just lost the glory. Because if you're going to be a true leader of your family, you're going to be a true leader in the workplace, you're going to be a true leader in the house of God, you've got to learn how to serve more than you are a celebrity. Look at somebody and ask them these questions. How can I help you? Because the more people I help, the more help I get from God. And God only knows how much help I need. Turn to 4 or 5 people and ask them, how can I help? Because I'm trying to provoke God, Keith, to bless me with something that can't no man provide, can't no woman supply. I found out that my God can supply all of my needs. Did I tell you to love your neighbor? Don't touch him, but look at him and tell them, I came to help you and at least one other person, because I found out that 2 or 3 of us are gathered together, touching and agreeing, God will be in our midst. So a sign of your weakness as it relates to ambition is your tendency to undercut leadership and authority. So when you understand the dynamics of